15 in a row. And well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Wat2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. Reminder, join us live every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. right here for the Wednesday night live show. I really didn't even know if I was going to be able to come on here and talk about this game, just considering how personal it was. Losing again to the Satan of football, the evil empire of sports, in my mind, certainly of the NFL, in the New England Patriots. You know, the last time the Jets beat the New England Patriots, "Hello" by Adele was the number one song in the country. Okay, and since then it has been one either blowout after another, or the Jets finding a new and inventive way to give the game away to their fiercest rivals and to the team and the fan base that probably hates them most, amongst all others. And it's just absolutely disgusting. It is disgusting the way Zach Wilson played quarterback, if you want to call it playing quarterback. I mean, there are Division I AA quarterbacks more qualified to play in the NFL than number 2 for the Jets. There really are. And I think about Wilson. I think about Nathaniel Hackett's play calling, how uninspired it was, how uninventive it was. I think about this defense really just bending but not breaking against a very mediocre at best offense. Yeah, they held them to 13 points. They did not make impact plays. There were no sacks. There were no turnovers. We're going to get into all of that in just a few moments. But there is nobody who doesn't deserve blame except Thomas Morstead. He was probably the Jets' best player, the punter. He was the best player the Jets had on the field. He punted 8 times over 50 yards a punt. But you just really wonder, as long as Belichick is there for New England, will the Jets ever win a game against New England again? I don't even know. At this point, I am so hollowed out and emptied inside, like I just drank a whole bottle of Drano. I really don't know if the New York Jets will ever make the playoffs again in my lifetime. I don't know anymore. I am starting to think that they are, no matter who plays, no matter who coaches, no matter who the general manager is, nothing ever changes. You either get teases or you get embarrassment. Those are the only 2 options it feels like we have as Jets fans. And I think this season especially, because my hope was so high, and shame on me. I'm a fool. I fell for it. Because of Aaron Rodgers and some of the changes that were made, the young talent that this team had. And I wonder if the whole team has just been completely demoralized by Rodgers' injury. But you know what? A good coaching staff finds a way to get it done. I'm not saying being a Super Bowl contender, but you beat the teams you're supposed to beat, especially at home. And let's be honest, if it wasn't for Josh Allen becoming an absolute idiot in Game 1, the Jets defense taking advantage of it, and then the special teams having a great night, the Jets would have lost that game too. The only way the Jets will win games this year is for both defense and special teams to be fantastic, to make impact plays. And over the last 2 weeks, they have not been making impact plays whatsoever. If they don't turn the other team over, if they don't sack the quarterback, if special teams doesn't have some kind of impact, which is harder and harder to do nowadays, the kickoff is essentially out of the game. They're going to lose. They're going to lose. It's really not that complicated at this point. And, we'll get into the future and everything else that's going on. But before we talk about anything else, I do want to do what I always do, recap the top 3 plays from the game you might not remember that impacted the outcome of the game. Now, the first play I want to talk about is the first Patriots drive of the game. Of course, the Jets did absolutely nothing with their first drive. 3 and out, set the tone for the entire day. Speaking of which, it's 12:41 to go in the first quarter. The Patriots have a 3rd and 6 on their own 46. They've run 2 plays, gained just 4 yards. On the 3rd down, Bryce Huff is rushing Mac Jones. Calvin Anderson has 2 handfuls of Bryce Huff jersey in his mitts, and the ref doesn't call it. Jones hits Mike Gesicki for an 18-yard gain and a first down. The field gets flipped. The Patriots go on to kick a field goal, and the failure of the Jets defense on third down. That's what we saw all day long. This set the tone for it. The Jets allowed the Patriots to convert 8 of 19 third downs in this game. And if you look at the last 2 weeks, they have allowed 17 of 35 third downs to be converted. If you want to be a great defense, you not only turn the other team over, you not only get sacks, you get the other team off the field efficiently. And the Jets refuse to do it in too many big spots. So I know that it seems like people either want to talk about Nathaniel Hackett, Robertsaleh, or Zach Wilson for this game, and understandably so, but the defense does not get a pass for this game. No. But then we go to play number 2. Patriots have the ball again. 12:27 to go in the second quarter. It's a 3rd and 5 on the New England 27-yard line. And the Jets defense is playing this passive soft zone. And Jones is able to lob a pass to Demario Douglas for a 15-yard gain to extend the drive. And the next play, we saw Pharaoh Brown waving bye-bye to the Jets for 58 yards. Yeah, the Jets let him and his people go. It's 10-0. And right there, I know they came back in the game to an extent, but you just knew. You had to know the Jets were not going to win this game. You just look at at their first 5 drives the Jets had. Just think about these stats. 5 drives, 1 first down, 18 plays, 6 yards total. In fact, of those 18 plays, 10 of them went for 0 or minus yards. 10 out of the 18. That's an NFL offense. And again, you can talk to me all you want about Zach Wilson. He's horrific. We all know that. But can Nathaniel Hackett try a little bit of creativity? Maybe a play action pass to get the secondary thinking a little bit? Not that Zach would find the receiver, but the Patriots figured out after a while, every first down, the Jets are going to run right up the middle with breecehall. And it doesn't work. Play number 3, the Jets have the ball. There's 4:34 to go in the third quarter. Now, the Jets had just stopped New England 3 and out. In fact, on that drive, New England gained minus 8 yards. The defense is coming alive. The crowd is trying to will the Jets back into this game somehow. And the Jets start this drive on the New England 49-yard line. Far and away the best field position they would see all day to start a drive. The first play, what we just talked about, breecehall up the middle, minus 3 yards, stopped by Kyle Duggar. They go 3 and out, opportunity wasted. At the very least, all they would have had to have gained was maybe 15 yards, 20 yards, and you have had a legitimate chance at a field goal by Greg Zuerlein. And they went absolutely nowhere with it. It just makes me sick. Thinking about the long-term future of this franchise, you know what? It really feels like this season is done. This team is demoralized. I don't know what it is ever going to take to get them back. What's going to happen this Sunday night on national TV when Kansas City comes to town? After what they did last week, the defending Super Bowl champions, how many freaking... What are we going to see more of? Close-ups of Taylor Swift in the press box or Jets points? I'm thinking we're good for at least 15 Taylor close-ups. Do you think the Jets are even going to get double digits against the Super Bowl champions? Oh, my God. We're going to get into all of that over the upcoming days. We'll preview the game. We're going to do all of that as we always do. I'm really, really disgusted with myself, for rooting for this team. I really am. Because I don't know if good days will ever come again. At this point, guys, I genuinely don't know if good days are ever going to happen again for the green and white and sometimes black. It just makes me sick, but you know what? My heart is with this team. And I just don't know how much my heart could take. And I've only been watching this team for about 3.5 decades. I feel really sorry for the people who've been watching them for 4 decades, 5 decades, that can't remember the Super Bowl, but can remember the 70s, can remember the 80s. I really thought we had something going here. I thought we had the best young core we'd had in years. I figured there was some decent coaches on the staff. I still had my doubts about Robertsaleh. So far, he's done nothing to change my mind on that. But I was confident in the scouts, confident in the general manager. I don't know what I can feel confident right now. Because how long is it going to be until Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, the best players on this team, are begging for a trade to get the hell out of Florham Park? How much longer is that going to take? It's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. The Jet fan base is about as loyal a fan base as there is in the NFL, and they repeatedly get shit on. It's just disgusting. All right, guys, that's all I think I got for right now. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.